Reese Witherspoon falou com exclusividade para o Watson sobre o filme Monstros versus Alienígenas. Confira agora a entrevista completa.
Derek, help me!
Hello.
Hello.
What kind of preparation do you have with your voice to lend it to an animated character?
Well, we watched a lot of the 1950s B movies and studied those characters, and my character becomes a very strong sort of action hero in the end. So I try to be sort of like Bruce Willis or Arnold Schwarzenegger and have a very strong voice.
Why did I ever think life with Derek would be so great anyway? I mean, look at all the stuff I've done without him.
And did you think in a specific tone to this character?
Certainly, I mean, the character has a very specific tone in that she has her own journey. She starts the movie a very timid girl and becomes very strong throughout the end of the film.
I know how to use it. Just
And how was the dubbing process of Monsters vs. Aliens?
Well, we do all the recording in a recording booth, and there's no scenery around us and no other actors, so it's important to, you know, have a lot of energy and just be creative.
And certainly you didn't need to spend hours in the makeup room.
No.
Is it good or bad?
Oh, I much prefer not to have to wake up 2 hours early and go to hair and makeup. It was so nice to be able to just be myself and relax and have fun.
What kind of message do you think the audience may expect from this movie?
I think the movie has a very strong theme of friendship and understanding that sometimes you feel a little different or strange, sometimes like you don't fit into society, and that, you know, sometimes those differences can make you very special in life.
I'm not going to shortchange myself ever again.
And how came this invitation? The invitation to this work?
I spoke with Mr. Katzenberg about being in one of his animated films, and he showed me the art on this movie when my character was sitting on top of a gas station, and I thought it was so inspiring to take a 1950s B-movie heroine and turn her into this modern, very strong woman who is a superhero.
And what do you like most in doing an animation film?
I think that I get to work with such funny people. Every other actor in this movie is so funny, and it's such a great opportunity to just be in a movie with some of the funniest people in the world.
And what do you like less or don't like?
Probably that I don't get to meet those people. I think that's hard. I would like to spend more time with some of them.
Hugh Laurie, o controverso médico da série House, conversou com Watson sobre o filme Monstros versus Alienígenas. Assista agora ao bate-papo exclusivo.
I'm not a quack, I'm a mad scientist. There's a difference.
Why did you keep your British accent to do Dr. Cockroach and you speak like an American in House?
Interesting. Well, House was always conceived as an American character. I did try to play House. When I first auditioned for the role, I tried House British for about 8 seconds. And they said, no, that doesn't work, stop doing that, stop it. And that was an end to it. This character, I don't know, maybe Americans just don't like the idea of American cockroaches as much. They like to think that this alien insect creature should be played by an alien insect actor. That would be me. I can't explain it, but they were always pretty clear in their minds they wanted the character to be British.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid we are not making a very good first impression.
And could you make a comparison between Dr. Cockroach with his quite human and House?
Not really. I think they're part of the reason for doing. I mean, part of my reason for doing the getting involved in this film was that it was so different. Everything about this whole thing was so different. They happen to be. He's not actually even a medical doctor. He's a. I won't even tell you what he's a doctor of because that would spoil it. But it's the difference that attracted me, the fact that they share so little. This is an optimistic, positive thinking cockroach. That's one of the things that drew me to it.
Now, you're going to feel a slight pinch in the brain. Sorry.
And how came the invitation to the Monsters vs. Aliens?
The invitation to play the character?
Yeah.
Well, I went to the grand sort of Taj Mahal of DreamWorks, and I was shown around this beautiful glittering palace, and they showed me some of the artwork they'd done, both of the characters, which I loved, but also the architecture and the landscape and the colors are just so beautiful. And it's such a good, such an interesting area of a piece of American film history, the science fiction period, the sort of B-movie, so entrancing. I just loved the look of it, the whole look of the world and the story and the characters. I just loved it.
Could you say, hi Universal Channel Brazil, stay tuned for Monsters vs. Aliens on What's On?
On What's On. Hello viewers of Universal Channel, stay tuned for Monsters vs. Aliens on What's On.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yoo-hoo!
Am I small again?
I'm afraid not, my dear.
O What's On mostra agora com exclusividade a entrevista completa de Kiefer Sutherland sobre o filme Monstros vs. Alienígenas.
The name is General W.R. Monger. I'm in charge of this facility. Now follow me. It is time for your orientation.
Hey, hi Kiefer.
How are you?
Fine. What kind of preparation do you have for an animation movie? I mean, for your voice?
Well, normally I would be asked, in most of the animation films that I've done, they have wanted me to keep a voice that was recognizably mine. This film was a fantastic opportunity because they said, no, create a character, because I had ideas about that. And so for me, first off, I love the sergeant's voice in Full Metal Jacket in the basic training phase of the film. He was so aggressive and demonstrative and strong and unrelenting, so I love the tone of that. And to counterbalance that with some humor, there is an American cartoon character that I love called Yosemite Sam. And he started every Bugs Bunny cartoon off with the very same line, which was, "Bring on a fearless free pie hating rabbits," and he'd talk like that. And so it was the combination of the two voices that the producers laughed at, and I thought that was a good sign. And so we kind of took the voice down that direction. So it was more kind of intellectual about how you wanted him to sound. Physically, I'm just really lucky. I can push my voice if I have to, and I can do it for quite a long time. So it was more of just a kind of gauging what the other actors were going to do with their voices. I had worked with Reese before, so I know her voice is in a much higher register, and so I knew that there would be a good balance there between hers and mine. And then it was just working with the directors constantly throughout the making of the film, because you work by yourself, making sure that your tone is matching the other actors and that your levels are right and things like that. So, but the kind of creative process in the beginning is just finding the voice that balances with everybody else and that's going to have some kind of fun to it.
Woo-wee! Now that's a robot!
And how was the dubbing process? I mean, did you record with the whole cast or by yourself? How was it?
You always record by yourself, and all of the actors did. And that's probably the most difficult part for me, is that as an actor I really rely on other actors to feed off of. But they would play me stuff that Reese was doing, because she was the person I work with the most. And so I would get a sense of where she was at, and in turn they would play her stuff that I did. And so, you know, we do it 15 times. So the first time I would come in and we do the whole script, and then they would take it away, and maybe for 2 months they would work on the animation. And then they would make some changes, and then we'd come back and we'd do the whole script again. And so, you know, by the 15th time, which was the last time we did it, I have a very clear idea now what Reese is going to do, and so it balances out like that. But at the beginning, that was the hardest adjustment.
Could you say, hi Universal Channel Brazil, stay tuned for Monsters vs. Aliens on What's On?
What's On, okay. Hi Universal Channel Brazil, stay tuned for Monsters vs. Alien on What's On.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, absolute pleasure. Cheers.
Let's move out!